89.1 The Bash. WVJC Mount Carmel, Illinois. A Wabash Valley College broadcasting station.
Support local music.
They do a lot with local music.
Support local music.
Very diverse as far as the music they play. Play a lot of local stuff.
This is Megaphone Local.
There's a lot of good music out there that doesn't get any attention.
You can hear anything on here, and I love that, you know.
Support local music.
This is Megaphone Local, an 89.1 The Bash local music radio production.
Welcome into this week of Megaphone Local right here on today's hit alternative 89.1 The Bash. We're going to kick things off with a band called Mighty Vices. This is I'm Not Okay right here on Megaphone Local on 89.1 The Bash.
I never want to let you down or have you go with
Mighty Vices are a pop-punk band out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, and you just heard I'll Be Right Back, their most recent release, exactly 2 months ago today on May 16th of 2025. They released I'll Be Right Back by Mighty Vices. Up next, it's Memory Motel out of Vincennes, Indiana, with Guiding Light. That was Alabama Song, once again by Memory Motel, a single from their upcoming EP release, Wax Fantastic, being released in August next month. That is when Wax Fantastic will be released. Moving on to The Commoners with Wake Me Up, and then a short break, and right back to the music here on Megaphone Local.
I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I don't wanna go, I wanna feel something. I don't go, I wanna stay. I just wanna feel love. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I wanna feel something, feel something. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love. I don't wanna go, I wanna stay, I wanna feel love.
Hey Hoosiers!
Your attention, please.
Still deciding on where to start your college career?
Let me explain something to you, okay?
Wabash Valley College in Mount Carmel, Illinois is the place for you.
Say what?
Yes, I know WVC is in Illinois, but did you know we're just minutes away, closer than nearly every Indiana school?
Wow!
Plus, we offer a special tuition rate for Indiana students that's lower than nearly every Indiana school's in-state rate.
Unfreaking believable.
And the quality of education you'll receive at WVC is second to none.
Good, yeah, too good.
In fact, studies show students who attend WVC do as well, if not better, in their studies than those who enter the university as a freshman.
Holy smokes!
To learn more about what Wabash Valley College has to offer, call toll-free at 1-866-982-4322 to set up an appointment with one of our academic advisors, or check out the variety of degree programs available by logging on to www.wabashvalley.cc.
Sound good? Yeah. All right, then.
Are you a smaller artist looking to get your music out there to the tri-state? Maybe you just want to expand your audience? Whatever it may be, 89.1 The Bash wants to help. Megaphone Local wants your music on the air. Our local music radio show is geared toward helping expose local bands and artists. Contact 89.1 via TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook, or email the show directly at megaphonelocal@gmail.com. Megaphone Local, a radio show explicitly meant to get the word out.
God, I wish I could delete
We've got music for every vibe of alternative. 89.1 WVJC.
what's been going through your mind. I haven't seen you for the longest time. You say, why wait to talk? You say, not much has really changed. Same job, working for the better
Commoners with Coffee from their recent self-titled EP release, The Commoners, released back in late May of this year. The Commoners are an Evansville indie rock band born out of a love for raw vibes and electrifying energy. The Commoners deliver music that moves your soul and gets you on your feet. Led by Avon and Eli, this duo creates sonic landscapes that are as dynamic as they are unforgettable. From local shows to late-night jam sessions, every beat, riff, and lyric is crafted to spark connection and joy. Once again, that was Coffee by The Commoners. Up next, it's Wizards at Large with Postcards from the Moon.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Postcards from the moon. Hope to see you soon. Nothing but moonbeams to assuage my fears. So lonely near the sun, and I'm the only one. Postcards from the moon with regards to you. I hope this finds you well, 'cause you're my Saturn bell. I'm hoping my signal can push itself through. There's nothing but highways for starlight. From up here it all seems so black and white. Postcards from the moon, wish you were here too. And it all seems so funny. Even the dark side seems sunny, when nothing seems to matter at all. My life seems like a funny joke. Keep my helmet on or I just might choke. Caught up in a fantastical, beautiful dream. I jump through galaxies, stars and cosmic seas, but I never found a moon as beautiful as you. If I had just one shot, I'd give it all I got to fly back home and be with you. But what if I come home and everything I know has changed? Technology's advanced and suddenly I feel it's strange. Should I really put much thought in the way things used to be? What's the point of dreams if that's all that it seems? I promise that I'll come home to you. I'm done with my regrets, concerns with second best. Postcards from the moon, I'll see you there soon.
Hey, this is Travis. This is Tom.
This is Mark from Blink-182, and you are listening to the Alternative
89.1, The Bash.
89.1 The Bash. WVJC Mount Carmel, Illinois. A Wabash Valley College broadcasting station.
I remember when we were younger and my fire would never burn out. What they did to me is a shame, but I'm the only one I can blame. What I want for you, oh, is so much more than I could ever do for me. You're my inspiration, my clarity. You're the only one I can see. I was alone in the galaxy, one lonely star, a constellation of pity. I can see you across from me. Oh, my dear, be my one and only. They may say you're a star, but Pluto, you are the world to me. But your beauty's in the stars, like a bright constellation. All of your scars, so trust me, don't take it so hard. When that someone you love says that you've grown apart, well, they say it's the final frontier. But I'm guessing that maybe you just don't belong here now. I'd like to lay down and cry, but instead would you dance with me? Once more in the sky. I was alone in the galaxy, one lonely star, a constellation of pity. I can see you across from me. Oh, my dear, be my one and only. They may say you're a star. They may say you're a star. They may say you're a star, but Pluto, you are the world to me.
That was Pluto by Wizards at Large, who will no longer be playing on July 19th at the Elm. They had to switch some things around because of a family event for one of their bandmates, but you can still see them on Friday of this week at 5600 Ward Road in Evansville. Doors open at 6. Music is at 7, a $15 entry fee. And they will be playing alongside bands like The Commoners, which you just heard earlier, Arachnophobia, Legally Sheila, and Devour. So that should be quite the show there at 5600 Ward Road in Evansville. Speaking of Arachnophobia, they're up next. Here's Pretend by Arachnophobia right here on Megaphone Local.
Welcome. Please enter password.
Alright, alternative.
Password incorrect.
What the? Alternative.
Password incorrect.
Oh, now I remember. New alternative.
Password correct.
You got everybody calling, but I know that you're calling after me.
Today's alternative hits. No password required.
Tell can pretend without me knowing. With the end, will you be with me? And if I pretend, what will all this be? We're playing my head. Everything's gonna be alright. I can pretend. Bring me to the light. With the end, will you be with me? And if I pretend, what will all this be?
Your Side of Town by The Killers right here on 89.1 The Bash. And so my dad and brother recently chipped in and they went half and half on a Jeep. They got a new car because my dad's Kia broke. And when I say it broke, because my dad is the type of person that he's going to use the car until it runs into the ground. The Kia that he had before, it was a hot mess. It had hood pins holding the hood down. The bumper was zip tied. The handles were duct taped on there. It was, if he could keep it going, he's going to keep it going. But they had to eventually get a new car, and they got a Jeep. And they're both like, okay, we have a Jeep. We have to get ducks for it now. So they have some ducks to sit on like the windshield of their Jeep, but they're struggling to keep them down. They haven't found anything to like get in the texture of the front and to keep the Jeep, to get the ducks to stick onto the Jeep. But yeah, that's they're trying to figure that out right now, but it's quite funny. I think they have 5 ducks on the front, and then they have like a jumbo duck on the back where you like hook the trailer in. They have a giant duck on there. But we're going to be back in just a few minutes with some more music for you. So make sure to not go away right here on 89.1 The Bash.
Smell the moon.
Kill Me Now by Arachnophobia, an alt-grunge band from the Evansville underground music scene. Founded by William Birchler and Patrick Simmons, vocalist and guitarist Patrick Simmons offers a unique voice to the intense musical passion by drummer Max Rashi and his twin brother bassist William Rashi. Inspired by bands such as Nirvana, Silverchair, and Rage Against the Machine, they offer detailed lyricism and potent instrumentals to create a unique blend of grunge never seen before. And they will also be playing at Fuchsia Fest in Evansville, Indiana this year in September, on the September 26th and the 27th. We are also proud to be a platinum sponsor of Fuchsia Fest this year, so keep an eye out for shows in the future. We're going to be playing a lot of these artists that are going to be heard at Fuchsia Fest, so once again, keep an eye out for that. Up next, it's Parasitic Twin by Arachnophobia, and then music from Devour, and more artists up in the next coming hour of Megaphone Local. Here's Parasitic Twin by Arachnophobia.
Oh, come on! Finally, right? Okay.
It's the 1975 on today's hit alternative.
Good.
Devour is a deathcore band from the city of Newburgh, Indiana, so right here in the tri-state. They will also be playing at 5600 Ward Road alongside the Commoners, Wizards at Large, Legally Sheila, and the band you just heard, Arachnophobia. Again, that is a $15 entry fee. Doors open at 6. Music is at 7 on July 18th, this Friday. Some good music to be had. Here's Caged by Devour to wrap things up for the band and to move things on to hour 2 of Megaphone Local.
.89.1 The Bash, WVJC Mount Carmel, Illinois, a Wabash Valley College broadcasting station.
Support local music.
They do a lot with local music.
Support local music.
Very diverse as far as the music they play. Play a lot of local stuff.
This is Megaphone Local.
There's a lot of good music out there that doesn't get any attention.
You can hear anything on here, and I love that, you know?
Support local music.
This is Megaphone Local, an 89.1 The Bash local music radio production.
Blowing out through the door.
That was Eat the Young with Shake. Eat the Young is an alternative rock pop metal flavored band from Evansville, Indiana. They derive inspiration from acts such as AWOL Nation and Every Time I Die, as well as whatever slimy Midwest emo band you can think of to create enticing pieces of moody, passionate ear candy for you. They've got an upcoming album, and that was right off of that upcoming album. Up next is another one from their upcoming release. This is You Will Never Be Happy by Eat the Young right here on Megaphone Local.
Nothing but a waste to get here. My breath means nothing. Should have put myself in the ground by now. Feed me peace, feed me love. It doesn't matter, I'll throw it out. There's no room for what you said to me. Make me feel like I'm I think I lost myself. I think the darkness saved me. It's not that bad. Maybe I'm meant to do. If it's all just a joke on me, I'm not laughing, 'cause I hear me telling me you'll never be happy.
Alternative music.
Today's hit alternative.
Alternative music.
89.1 The Bash.
What was you
That was Master Hunter with Step Aside. Master Hunter is a bearded blunt metal group from Northwest Indiana, featuring members from several different bands in that region. Up next, it's The Seed by Master Hunter, right here on Megaphone Local on 80. alternative and indie right here on 89.1 The Bash.
Another day I'm walking out on my own. And the sun has caught my shadow is long. My mind's adrift as I make my way through the crowd. Unspoken words, but I can hear them so loud. Why do I go out anymore? Why do I go out anymore? anything. My mind's adrift, watching people and checking my phone. Try to have fun, but I just wanna go home. Why do I go out anymore? Why do I go out anymore? I should leave my home. You don't have to speak out loud. I should leave my home. But you don't have to speak. I should leave my home. I should leave my home. I should leave my house. I fake a smile even though I'm breaking inside. Say my goodbyes and hope nobody asks why. Soon I'll be home and I can't let it all go. 'Cause nothing hurts as good as being alone. Why do I go out anymore? Why do I go out anymore? I should leave my house. You don't have to speak out loud. I should leave my house. But you don't have to speak. I should leave my house. I should leave my house. I should leave my house. I should leave my I might be crazy, or some would say lazy, but nothing could make me open that door lately. I might be crazy, or some would say lazy, but nothing could make me open that door lately. I might be crazy, or some would say lazy, but nothing could make me open that door lately. I might be crazy, or some would say lazy, but nothing could make me open
Sideways Lemonade Time, a band out of the Kentucky, Indiana area with Wednesday. They will be playing at the Elm on July 19th this Saturday alongside Together in Dust and Woe Boy. A few other bands were scheduled to play at that venue, but it seems they did have to drop. We do have some of those bands in the lineup, and they've got some other events coming up, so be sure to check out their respective social media and keep things updated with those events. But again, that was Wednesday by Sideways Lemonade Time. Go see them at the Elm. Doors open at 6, show at 7 on July 19th at the Elm in Henderson, Kentucky. All ages are welcome, and it's a $10 entry fee. A short break, and then back to music from Sideways Lemonade Time right here on Megaphone Local.
Many young athletes desire a future in athletics, but don't want to risk missing out on a career later in life. Why not combine the two? Take a look at the Sports Marketing and Media degree offered at Wabash Valley College. Students in the Sports Marketing and Media program will have opportunities to learn broadcasting and announcing techniques, log around 100 hours of real-world experience each semester, and even have the opportunity to visit ESPN production facilities. Start your future in sports marketing or broadcasting today by visiting iecc.edu/WVC. Be a leader. Be a warrior.
Support provided by Wabash General Hospital. Proud to be recognized among the nation's top 5% for patient experience by Health Grades, as they have recognized WGH as a recipient of the 2025 Outstanding Patient Experience Award, reflecting the hospital's commitment to compassionate, patient-centered care. And WGH has received a 5-star rating for orthopedic services, including hip fracture treatment for the 7th straight year. Wabash General Hospital. People you know, helping people you love.
I am Sloan Struble, aka Dayglow.
Show me how to let it go. Every little thing I say, I do it all for you. The same way, maybe you're not such a hot ride.
Today's Hit Alternative. That was Don't Touch Your Waitress by Sideways Lemonade Time, once again out of the Kentucky, Indiana area. One more thing before we move on to music from Together in Dust. Sideways Lemonade Time will also be playing with the band Spun Out alongside Together in Dust and Woe Boy at the Elm on July 19th. So just wanted to make sure to fit that in right before we transition into our next band, which is Together in Dust with Sinful Land right here on Megaphone Local.
TV screen on a futon, drenched in the smell of whiskey and grenadine.
This is Maggie Rogers.
I'm Gigi Perez.
I'm Josiah from The Head and the Heart.
You're listening to 89.1 The Bash, today's hit alternative.
Set laid bare, hollow words of winding stare, juxtaposed when arriving is prose, like mud and blood caked golden hair, tightly gripped slit vestigial ear. Decide what's good and what's to fear. Substantial overstated declarations, proclaiming you're the best dressed in the room. Inflating, caffeinating, jolly irritating. Take a clue, find a mirror, position. Vice heaped upon us lesser men, and I could proffer a proposition. You to keep it in your locket. That ostentatious silken scarf clashes with your repair.
That was Wade Found Wanting by Together in Dust, who again will be playing at The Elm on Saturday, July 19th, alongside bands like Spun Out, Sideways Lemonade Time, and Whoa Boy. Doors open at 6, show is at 7. All ages are welcome with a $10 entry fee. Up next, it's My Clown Shoes with Frank Said, right here on today's hit alternative on Megaphone Local.
Everyone I know is f***ing scared of my reaction. Every point that's made ends in immediate retraction. Cause they know that I might stand up, hit them with the hatchet. Treat them cold as f***, they gonna wish they brought a jacket. Always blowing something so much bigger than a gasket. Only know the aftermath of all my fits of passion. If I can't find the brakes, I know I'll end up in a casket. But there's no guarantee my wheels could ever gain some traction. I ain't got nobody being honest with me, just like Frank said. My sanity is bound by a single thread. You left me a letter and I cried when I read. We both think it's best if I'm dead. I'm blue in the face just like that from Willy Wonka. My heart's beating out my chest, I think I need a doctor. If this is the end, I hope that God's willing to bother. Wonder what it takes to be remembered as a martyr. Catch me in the next life, babe, and maybe I'll be smarter. Maybe I'll start looking looking at who's taking off my garter. Someday on a Tuesday I'll take you to Red Lobster. 9 months after that I'm sure I'll be your baby father. I ain't got nobody being honest with me, just like Frank said. My sanity is bound by her. You left me a letter and I cried when I read. We both think it's best if I'm dead. I'm so fucking lonely, but I did it to myself. The devil has what's left of me. I'll see you all in hell. My girlfriend keeps on telling me I'm bad for her, but that means nothing when I'm making her heart. No, lately I've been hanging out on my bathroom floor. I know I'm always losing, but who's really keeping score? Hate living in my skin, but maybe I like yours. Hate thinking about what she's gonna see behind my closet door. I ain't got nobody being honest with me, just like Frank said. My sanity is bound by a single thread. You left me a letter and I cried when I read. We both think it's best if I'm dead.
Ladies and gentlemen,
More alternative.
we're back to music.
Brush my teeth before I sleep, bury my head between my knees. I pray to God you think of me, burning desire as disease. I'm just a dog without a leash, and you're still steady out of reach. If lust is nothing but a leech, I'll take a bath, fill it with bleach. Oh, temptation is a weapon, so holy in its essence. I could take you to heaven. Why can't I learn my lesson? The garden breathes a burning light. I'll bite the apple out of spite. Slick undercover every night. I can't have you, it isn't right. You got me hit some kind of spell. I'll take this lovesick straight to hell. I'm begging, put me on the shelf. I wouldn't dare control myself. I'm off my rocker, out of touch. You take me at my sucker punch. You ask too many questions. I can't cope with the tension. I might have sick intentions that span across dimensions. 'Cause you're a serpent draped in white. You're begging me to take a bite. I'm all wound up and I just might take what I want. It feels so right. Temptation is a weapon, so holy in its essence. I could take you to heaven. Why can't I learn my lesson? The garden breathes a burning light. I'll bite the apple out of spite. Slick undercover every night. I can't have you, it isn't right.
Temptation is a Weapon by My Clown Shoes from their latest release, Tantrum of 2024. That was released in June of 2024, so just over a year ago. Blue, the creator of My Clown Shoes, is a non-binary and autistic artist from Floyd's Knobs, Indiana. They discovered making music when they were 12 years old. With a few years of practice under their belt, they released their first single, Blue, on SoundCloud in 2015 and have been releasing music ever since. Some good stuff from My Clown Shoes. Let's keep it rolling here on Megaphone Local. A short break and then back to the music. Don't go anywhere. This is Megaphone Local.
Dreaming of a career behind the mic? Wabash Valley College offers an outstanding radio program that can help you do just that. Learn from industry professionals, get hands-on experience, and become part of our Bash family. Tune in to 89.1 The Bash to hear our students in action and imagine yourself on the airwaves. Ready to start your journey? Visit Wabash Valley College today and explore the opportunities waiting for you. Your future in radio starts here at Wabash Valley College, where your voice matters.
Support provided by Steve Faulkner Automotive in Mount Carmel, Illinois. Now offering employee pricing. At Steve Faulkner Automotive, available this month, our new 2024 Ford Broncos and 2024 Ford F-150s, plus 2025 Ram 1500s and the 2024 Dodge Hornet. Also available are our new 2025 Jeep Wranglers and the 2025 Jeep Compass. All inventory is available in-store or online at stevefaulknerautomotive.com. That's Steve Faulkner Automotive in Mount Carmel, Illinois.
This is Roy English from Jaguar Twin.
Hey, what up, guys? We're almost Monday.
Hey, I'm Nick.
What's going on? I'm Austin.
We play in a band called Beach Weather.
89.1 The Bash.
Woboy with Rambling. Woboy is a lo-fi bedroom pop artist out of Evansville, Indiana, a three-piece, I believe. Just that one track available from the band Woboy. You can find that on Bandcamp. Name your price if you like what you heard and support the artist Woboy out of Evansville, Indiana. Once again, on Bandcamp. That's going to do it for today on Megaphone Local. Lots of great music that you have heard, and just a big shout out to all of these artists that were on the show today. We'll list them right now. Mighty Vices, Memory Motel, The Commoners, Arachnophobia, Wizards at Large, Eat the Young, Master Hunter, Devour, Sideways Lemonade Time, Together in Dust, My Clown Shoes, and again, the artist you just heard, Woboy, to wrap things up today on Megaphone Local. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun this week, and we're going to keep it rolling with a return to our regular programming. But again, we will be back next week with a new lineup and every week after that. So thanks again for all of the support. Let's kick it back to our regular programming with They Took the Night by Walter, the producer. Don't go anywhere. This is 89.1 The Bash.